On this show, you'll find inspiration, motivation, and advice from experts, as well as valuable tips on how to get started or improve your business. Let's dive into how you can begin and grow your wisdom business. Inspiring others looks different for everyone. How will you inspire? So welcome to the Wise Dome podcast. And today we're chatting with Lauren Best. Lauren Best is a designer gone rogue, using her creative problem-solving skills to see new opportunities for working with less hustle and more flow. Sounds just like my jam. She loves exploring and bringing clarity of ease to the different milestones within the solopreneur journey, helping her clients redefine what their version of a successful business looks like and feels like uniquely to them. Through a mixed approach of that, she combines expertise of both service design in business coaching and mindset rewriting hypnosis. Lauren has designed her business using her own superpowers in a way that feels impactful and fulfilling, empowering her to leave behind the hustle mentality. Lauren, welcome to the Wise Dome podcast.
Thank you. It's so it sounds so amazing when I hear someone read what I wrote, because it's just a whole different experience.
It's all you, yeah. So I did that, didn't I?
Yeah. Wow.
So let's tell our audience how you did that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a journey I think my first business coach that I'm still working with, but one of the first things she ever said to me was starting a business is like 10 years of therapy, just in the first year of business. And I had done a little bit of therapy before I started my own business, but it was who am I? What am I doing? Yeah. What I've been doing for all these years and all the twists and turns I've taken, what does that look like in my life now? And I actually, when I talk about designer gone rogue, I'm a trained product and furniture designer. And, before that, communications designer. So it's what is a product and furniture designer? How did someone with that kind of training get to this place of business coach and certified hypnotherapist? But and you have a background in design as well, you had mentioned. So it's, it's amazing, I think, what you can do with any type of understanding or just the mindset that you kind of grow into as a designer, this curiosity and just, looking for different opportunities, looking with things with such a creative lens and something that's different. And, trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do in my business brought me to actually having to work on my mindset. And I started going for hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And I just loved it so much that I became certified. And it was really it was my missing puzzle piece of bringing together the beliefs that I really wanted, the life that I wanted for myself, the lifestyle I wanted, how I could show up for other people, and just kind of letting those limiting beliefs come and kind of be right in front of my face and right in my mind, and saying, look, do I want to change this? Do I want to, live my life the way other people are, or the way I think I should be? Or do I want to bring in and invite in those beliefs that will help me, be who I actually am in my life, but also design a business that's me and works for me and allows me to be in my genius so that I can help my clients as well. So it's twisty and turny and what I never really thought was possible, but here I am. I didn't try hypnosis even 2 years ago. So it's just kind of crazy how you have these experiences and they become such instrumental things in your life. So that was it's
turning point.
I'm always surprising myself. Yeah.
But it's those moments of realization too. You're going through something and then an answer comes or a question is, thrown at you and you're like, oh, I'm just real. Actually, this isn't probably what I want to do. So where at that point did that happen, where you were like you said, you're designing furniture and so forth, which I just love. You did that. How did it go from literally that to turning into?
Right. Yeah. So I studied product and furniture design in my kind of second time going back to educating myself in like a university setting. I'd studied business and communications before that and had been working in communications and e-commerce. And then I just wanted something more creative. I ended up in product and furniture design when I thought I wanted to do interior design. And then I had someone look at my portfolio saying, no, like I think you're a product and furniture designer. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And I tried it. And then I realized there are so many beautiful chairs in this world. And I don't want to design another chair. Like there's so many chairs. I like just, sustainably, like I want everyone else to keep designing chairs, but like, I don't have to be one of those people. Right. Yeah. So then I thought, oh gosh, now like, what am I going to do? And I started, learning about user experience design and service design and how the design thinking methodologies that I learned in design school, these ways of problem solving and engaging with the user of whatever it is you're designing and, creating and testing and prototyping doesn't have to be for products and physical items, but it can be a service or an online experience and whatnot. So I did like a mini course in service design. And I just really found it was like, my business experience, my communications experience, my design experience kind of was like packaged into this world of service design and helping people design experiences in their businesses that I hadn't thought of. And I started, working for a consultancy. And, during the pandemic, I was overseas in Singapore, working as a service designer. Yeah. And it just wasn't the right environment. It wasn't the right place for me. I loved the work, but it just was misaligned. And it threw me back to Canada and trying to figure out what to do. And I just thought, okay, this is my time to, do things my way, figure out who I am as well, because I was always kind of working towards something. And this is the only time that I've had where it's like, what's next? Right. Many people in this pandemic, we've like the trajectory of where we were going or what we were doing was completely thrown off in many cases or in even little cases. Right. So it's been a journey to figure out as a solopreneur what to do. And I thought, I'm just going to niche down and really help other solopreneurs because I know what it's like to be alone and going through these things and, having, different peers who are doing the same thing and just the beauty of collaboration and, knowing it's a journey and it's not an overnight thing that you're just going to like say, I'm going to do this and just do it. Like it doesn't always work that way.
Doesn't.
So, no.
Your journey has just been an evolution, hasn't it? Like you've just evolved and like through your whole talking now. I know this is a podcast, so you can't see me on here, but I've had the biggest smile on my face and just I'm nodding a million times because it's it's very similar to my journey personally. Yeah. But it's, I'm sure a lot of people have gone through that, haven't they? Like when they go into this world of sharing our knowledge and supporting others and building others up and so forth, there is that journey of evolution that we all go through ourselves. And when I relate it to myself, like friends of mine, they call me a solutions engineer, which, I giggled at first for a little while there.
I love that.
And then, someone said to me, but you kind of are. And I'm like, okay. And I just embraced it. I'm like, okay, I'm a solutions engineer. But coming from that creative side, you're creating a product to solve a solution. Like I studied in product development as well. And, you have to, when you're creating a product, you have to forecast, you have to see what's going on out there in the world. What are people really needing and wanting? And you're sort of, manifesting a whole, a product. You're creating something in your mind. And this is what's possibly going to be needed and go from there. It's engineering. And engineering is solving solution, like it's a solution situation. So what you've done, it's amazing. Like, the flow that you've gone from. I absolutely love it. And each point of your career, obviously going through that has brought you to this point where, you've started, with your coaching and so forth. What area is it that you really embrace the most in? Because obviously you've got your coaching, but you also do your hypnosis and so forth. What area do you love doing the most?
Oh gosh, most, like there's not a most, because I love it all, because I think it like really has to exist in a way together, like this mindset piece and designing a strategy, because I saw firsthand, like, I had helped people design different businesses and services, from like, not necessarily solopreneurs, but startups or, even government organizations, and, not no problem, but like I always accomplished something in the end. And then when I was kind of left to my own forces, it was like, I know I can design a great strategy. I've done it over and over again for different people. So why am I not able to like deliver this strategy, or like, just write down, this is exactly how I'm going to do my business. This is who I'm going to serve. So I think like they really need to coexist, whether it's through hypnosis or just another type of mindset, support. And so for me, I've been figuring this out. And what I'm doing now is offering these like intensive experiences as just as an entry, even to work with me on coaching, like one-on-one, or even just on hypnosis, because I have seen how with my clients, like they've made great kind of strides in, just picking up the pieces of where they're at each kind of session we have. But it's really about, first building this foundation. And in these intensives, before we even do an intensive, there's like a kind of mini course that my clients go through just to, really look at their values. What are your personal values? How do you want to show up in your work? What are like the little ingredients of your life that make up this like beautiful life recipe that's going to just bring so much joy to your everyday? And kind of fill that bigger picture. And I even do like a visualization hypnosis that they can do on their own to really like bring that into their minds and also feel it and embody it. And looking at, just some of what are these practical things that they shouldn't have to sacrifice in what they're doing. So like, let's get them out on paper. Let's get them out of your mind. So it's just like right in front of you, so that, like no matter what it is you do, if you're a furniture designer or a business designer, like these are your values, and these things, they might change, but not necessarily. They might just be these core things that are just so important to you that, that you want to stay clear on. So I kind of start with that. And then we do like a 3-hour intensive where consciously we look at more of the mindset issues. And then we do some strategy. We kind of focus on 3 different intentions that would be really good to kind of launch them within wherever they are in their business, bringing more flow to their offers or their marketing or the way they show up and prioritize. And then we end the session with a hypnosis session to really
bring it all together.
Bring it all together. And then we meet again 2 more times, like 2 weeks later, for more hypnosis and a bit of chat to like see what's been going on. And then again, we meet at the end of 30 days to like see, okay, what's going to be next? Like, what are your goals moving forward now that you've kind of been experimenting with the things that we brought together? Where is it that what would be best for you? Do you, want to look at another part of your business where you could add more flow and just bring more ease and simplicity to the way you show up? Or is it, experimenting with something else, or, just, I don't know, like it could be
what's next
anything
on the roadmap?
Exactly. And for everyone, it's so different. So I really just like to bring that together in, an experience that is going to kind of bring all those pieces together. It
is an experience, isn't it? Because, what you're offering and providing there is, there, like you said, there's 2 sides of it, isn't it? Like you've got the machine, but someone's got to drive that machine, and the mindset is what drives us. So we've got to make sure that the driver is qualified to drive the machine. Like it's in that sort of sense, that mindset. So I always do these analogies that sometimes I don't make sense.
I love it. Analogies are great hypnosis tools. So keep doing them. It's really understandable, right?
I try to simplify things for myself majority of the time. But and I always tend to do that. I do, like, people talk and I always summarize, and it's more for my own benefit, to be honest.
It's a good superpower. It's amazing.
Oh, well, that's awesome to hear. That's cool. But with respect to, understanding, the needs of your audience, did you come across anything, like, obviously through your earlier days, you sort of doing a bit of trialing and error here and there. Did you notice anything in the early days and how it sort of changed from then to now, and how you delivered, how you, helped people, time frames, all that sort of stuff? Did you notice anything there?
Definitely. And it makes me think of also, I'm wanting to point out what didn't change, because when I started experimenting with, how is it that I want to show up in my work? What is it that I'm even sharing with people and, connecting people to? I was, running these workshops with different folks, regardless of their professions, whether they were a solopreneur or wanting to, start a business, or just, working in a career that they've been working in, or even just fresh graduates. Like, anyone was welcome to these workshops. And we touched upon areas of, self-care, building resilience. What are your values? Setting intentions, how to really, connect to, like, your emotion and build emotional intelligence as well. Being self-aware. So all these topics were topics that intrigued me, because they were all topics that I finally had the space to develop for myself, that I had neglected for so long, being an autopilot and just, being career driven. And then I thought, do I have to start from scratch now that I've, wanting to focus back on the business side of things and helping, like, solopreneurs within their businesses. And, like, no, these like exercises and things I had done in these workshops are part of, like, the pre-work that I do with people before they even work with me, and, giving them those chances to really reflect back. But it definitely, the way I'm working is different. I don't do as many, like, group workshops. I do like complimentary group hypnosis sessions, which I really love. With, even, like, they're just 40-minute sessions where different creatives or coaches or solopreneurs, freelancers can come and just experience hypnosis and have that space to shut off. But other than that, I'm mostly working with folks one-on-one and having these intensives before we, look at what is the best option for you. Is it coaching once a month with me? Is it coaching once a quarter to set your goals? Is it every second week? Like, I just I want to be able to, like, set these foundations that are really different for each person. And then see what it is that you actually need, because there's so much out there and we all need different things. We all need support in different ways. I want to be making the best environment and supporting people in the ways that they need the most, not just because I can, create this kind of, coaching relationship that's, bi-weekly with one client. If you just need somewhere to show up, like, once every quarter to set some goals and make sure they're aligned to you, like, that's how I want to work with you. And if you're someone who needs, something else, then we'll figure out a way to work together in that capacity as well. So, of course, with my own boundaries in place and in a way that I can use my superpowers to support people the best that I can. So it feels good to be able to, cater the experience to, in these different ways, but also for myself, it has protected my energy so much and allowed me to really show up feeling really good and energized. And sometimes I feel better after delivering a hypnosis session than when I have one for myself, because it's just,
there's a whole, like, there's a lot more energy in there, isn't there?
I've noticed that lately. It just feels like just so good to be able to support someone to really connect to themselves. And I just love doing that. So
that's a huge reward when you see people walk away. And that's the next question I would love to ask you is, do you have one particular, I'm sure you have many, and a lot of us, as coaches and so forth, we have many, but is there one particular moment that you have that you always will remember as that moment of, I've inspired you?
Yes, definitely. It's actually with my first hypnosis client, and she's a colleague of mine within another coaching program. She's fabulous at what she does. And we were starting our businesses. I think she started a bit before me, but she became a hypnosis client. And, I did the first session with her, and, I thought it went well, right? I'm feeling confident and hoping she enjoyed it. I thought, a great session. And then she came back to me and just said, your words from your mouth are so powerful. And it was the first time anyone ever said that to me, because I grew up thinking I have such an annoying voice. Perhaps I talk too much in certain settings because I'm nervous, and people don't really realize I'm really introverted, but I'm just a talkative introvert. So to hear her say that, and then she referred me to a family member right away, I was just wow, I never really realized it could go that well on the first try. It wasn't something that I had seen in my life before in the other things that I had done. So that really, I always think about it, it really touched my heart. So it was really cool to feel that recognition. And
that's the word in my head. I'm thinking recognition right there. Yeah. It means so much, doesn't it? When you finally, you hear those words, or, you get that email or response, whatever it is. And it's that's the boost I need.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely amazing. And what lessons would you have learned personally through this whole process?
I think it's just the more we can give ourselves space and even time to connect back to our intuitions and what it is we really want, even if it takes double, triple, quadruple the time to figure it out than it would have if you just stuck to a strategy that you've known your whole life, or the way people have shown you or told you, this is how you do business, or this is how you be successful at this. It's just so much more worth it to take the time, take the energy to figure it out. Because it feels authentic. We all can show up so much better when we feel like we're really connected to what it is we're doing, and just are able to protect our energy that we're putting out there. People can pick up on our energy as well. And that's something that I really didn't take that outside look towards before starting my own business, because it was kind of always ticking someone else's boxes, or a certain brief that I was given, this is what it is, this is what you do. And maybe the way I would do it might be different from the way my colleague would approach it. But this is when you're
doing it for someone else.
Yeah, you're doing it for someone else. And when you have that chance to really figure things out, if you can give yourself grace and the compassion to take that extra time to do it, I don't want to say it'll take forever, but it is about that journey. It's about not having it all figured out. It's about knowing that, okay, I might never figure it out completely, and that's okay. It's totally fine. Everyone's making things up as they go. And even the most successful people are making it up, right? We can have a credibility or knowledge or expertise, but at the end of the day, every situation's so different. So we have to make it up. We have to pivot and, observe and just be open-minded to not knowing all the answers all of the time.
And
I sure don't.
But it's all about the journey, isn't it? It's not necessarily just the destination. It is the journey. And look, obviously that's what this podcast, we talk about everyone's journeys through, creating their wisdom sharing business and so forth. But everyone has, a journey that they go through, and no one can replicate what we go through. And hence, the story of don't compare yourself to someone else, but take the lessons that they're learned. And if you want to take those lessons, utilize them however you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But I love your point about patience. You know,
it's so hard.
You're going to get there. And that's my word of the month. It's like I just said, everything's all about, like, it's funny because I was just on, I was a guest on a podcast just myself the other day, and, you know, they asked me, you know, what word would you, and I said patience. You just have to have patience and believe that what you're doing is you're just taking your steps. Don't rush it. Don't try. And I'm one of those people where I'm like, just quick, you know, get it done.
Totally.
And I will skip steps sometimes, and I always end up having to go back again. So what took me initially 2 weeks will end up really taking a month. And whoever did do it and follow the steps took a month as well. Like, you know, there's no shortcuts. There is no shortcuts in life. And, you know, it's the journey. And as long as you're enjoying it, isn't that so important? Really got to enjoy it.
Even when you're not, like, just don't give up. Like, it's worth it to, you know, figure out and experiment with things like, okay, this didn't work for me, or I didn't like this at all. Okay, how can I like avoid doing that again? Kind of thing. Like, you don't have to do the things we don't enjoy. I mean, there's some things, of course, but like, can you avoid it? Get creative, you know? Like, that's what I always like to tell myself too. And this really made me, when you said patience as well, it made me think of the journey that I went on in the beginning of this was to like find purpose. What is my purpose? What am I here to do? How can I have a purpose-driven business? And like, yes, that's so important, but my perspective has completely changed. Like, I don't find myself working towards finding my purpose. Like, it's a purposeful journey where I can, in my journey, find different moments that feel purposeful and meaningful and aligned. But just this idea of like chasing like one purpose, I think put so much pressure on me, and it didn't feel right. And I just know now that that's not what I need to be chasing. And it's not going to allow me to be really present. And it's certainly not going to help me be patient as well, because it's going to feel like this thing that I want so, so badly. So yeah, that really made me think of that, of just this like pursuit of purpose and how it can show up differently in our lives. And it doesn't have to be this one big thing.
No, it doesn't. It can be a whole lot of number of little things. So then here's another analogy. It's like my daughter said to me, as soon as her brother came along, she felt like all of the stress was, you know, not stress, but all the focus was taken off her. She goes, I actually enjoyed that. Because it was like, you know, she got the focus wasn't just always on her. It was shared with someone else. She could hide away if she wanted to. And that's the same thing, isn't it? It's like you have an idea of where you want to go. It's like you constantly, you know, fight, or, you know, driving towards that goal. It's like if you just give yourself a chance to have stepping stones to that. Yeah. You can break it up. The focus is separated just that little bit more, that you don't, you know, overstress yourself continuously.
Oh my gosh, that's the best analogy. It's just like, oh, I just need time to chill. It makes me think of like, too, like we need to take more rest sometimes as well when we're just like, go. Oh my gosh, it's a constant.
It's such a constant. But I'd love to ask you, what advice would you give to anyone then who is looking to, I guess, start, like, there are obviously people out there that want to start coaching businesses and so forth. But based on your experience, who applied also the side of hypnosis, so there's that mindset as well as the strategy and so forth, what do you suggest to anyone who's thinking of looking to start one of those similar businesses?
Yeah, I think, you know, just equipping yourself with the tools that you need to support other people is so crucial. And it doesn't mean that you have to know all the answers. Like we can use coaching methodologies to like guide people and ask the right questions. I use hypnosis to be able to also ask the right questions in order to guide people to the answers they already have within themselves. So taking that pressure off of yourself to know all the answers and be the one to like give all the advice, it doesn't have to exist that way. And we can just, you know, take that step back and remember that we're also here to just guide people. They know themselves better than we know them. They know what they like and they dislike more than we do. They know what's going to stick. Like we can give this whatever advice that we've, experience like in our lives, or different tools or methodologies or, perspectives that we've, trained in, but it all just comes back to, just being there to support and being there to guide, and really asking the questions that are going to, allow your clients to find those answers themselves. And then from there, that's when, we can employ different strategy and different recommendations, and also continue to like bring more structure to the way we want, and can guide them and support them to get, reach those goals that they want and create new beliefs that they really want. I tell this to my clients as well, like even after a hypnosis session, that they're like, this was amazing. Thank you. You're amazing. And I'm like, no, I literally just asked you questions. Like it all came from you. Like, I don't want to, discredit myself. At the same time, I'm like, it is you. Like you showed up for this with this open mind and this open heart, and, with either a subconscious or conscious, like idea of what you wanted, or just some sort of motive, whatever it was. And I just asked you the question. So it comes down to trusting yourself as well. And just knowing that no matter what, like however the client shows up and whatever they have going on, like, you'll be able to guide them. You'll be able to ask these questions that will allow them to see things differently or get what they need out of it. And it just comes down to trusting yourself, really.
That's exactly it. When you said trust yourself, it is exactly it. And so if you are looking to start a business, and I guess it's really any business, isn't it? You just got to trust yourself.
Anything. Oh,
you have to really trust yourself. And intuition plays a big part of that. But some people, the word intuition and trust, they align really. You just trust yourself or trust your intuition, whether you're intact with it or not. But with respect to anyone who does start a business in this field, especially as coaching, it is about guidance, isn't it? It's not, you're not providing answers necessarily. So it's, igniting ideas in someone's mind and going, okay, so where are you going to go from here? This is the strategy that you could follow, but what's your next step on the roadmap? Just like, talking right at the very beginning. And I would like to ask you this one then. So what's the biggest challenge for yourself that you came across, just personally or within your business, that you came across when you were, through this whole journey, whether it was at the start or?
Yeah, I think it comes back to patience, and not necessarily having patience at times, where it would have just helped me so much if I would have been more patient and not felt the need to have things like I call myself a recovering perfectionist.
I've heard that. I love that line. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something I'll have to like deal with the rest of my life, right? Of like telling and self-coaching myself, is this good enough? Like, just not having to do everything to this level that I think it needs to be. And also just, I got so caught up on this perfectionism, I forgot the question. I'm so sorry. Challenge. Maybe that's another challenge of getting distracted. That has been a challenge of mine. I've actually been embracing my procrastination, as well as my just need to do, if something pops into my mind, I'm like, I just need to do this thing. I know multitasking is like, they say now it's just not good for you, but I've been embracing that. But just that. And also just the ebbs and flows of my energy is my biggest thing. So like I have experienced, different health issues over the last year, and just being frustrated with not wanting to have patience, and now just really embracing the ebbs and flows of my energy and recognizing that there are patterns in my energy. And that means that I can't work like 40 hours every week of every month. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to having, like, since I was 15, 2 part-time jobs on top of this or that. So really recognizing those ebbs and flows, and giving myself like almost different levels of different important tasks that I need to do or love to do or have to do. But the days when I don't have the energy to show up and, be writing a newsletter or doing client calls or showing up on Instagram, I will just lie in my bed some days and listen to like the podcasts or some sort of course that I'm in, just to like absorb without the pressure to sit at my computer and be typing or feeling like I need to actively do, but just passively like absorbing the things that I still really care about that are going to help me in my business and even just personally with my own development. And just allowing myself that grace that matches those ebbs and flows that I have. And, you know, maybe I just was on autopilot for so long that I didn't realize they were there, but I really, you know, I've started to see it differently, and that I can just embrace them and show up how I need to show up. Like in this conversation, it's so much easier for me and natural to show up and just have a chat with someone than it is to like be posting on Instagram. And I haven't posted on Instagram for months. And I just thought that could be the worst thing for a business owner. And now I'm just like, whatever, like if I can show up in a conversation, I feel so good. I feel so aligned. I feel so connected.
Yeah.
And it's about doing those things that feel good for yourself when you can't show up for the other things that you might want to, but don't actually have to all the time. So
it is a challenge that most of us come across, isn't it? It's always that balance, or just realizing you don't have to do everything and be everywhere to define showing up. Like it's in your own time. And sometimes, showing up is taking time to learn and just listen rather than creating. And, I'm a big advocate for learning and studying courses. I'm constantly doing something. It's nonstop. Yeah. It's like brain overload sometimes. It's like, I want to learn this.
I know. And even that can get tiring. I've totally experienced that where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a break for like a few days because I've just been like at a summit for 3 days straight, glued to my computer like crazy.
I've been going nuts on human design recently. I've just been going nuts on that. Yeah.
I love it. I'm a projector. So that's also another thing I've been having to practice patience and waiting for the invitation and all those things. So it is that. I think human design is also a big thing that made a difference in just allowing myself more self-compassion to realize I am different and my energy is different and I need to recharge in this way, and giving myself that rest, because that was just something I felt guilty, or I would have felt guilty for like even just a year ago, the amount of rest I have to take now. Like a year ago, I would have just been feeling so guilty about it, but it really helps you, just kind of connect back with yourself. And I love that you brought up human design because it's so fascinating.
This is a question I do ask all my guests, and that is, what legacy are you looking to leave?
The legacy that I'm looking to leave is just that I've been able to be there to guide people back to themselves and like love themselves for who they are, whether it's in their work or just their life, and just being able to be, this person who's enabled other people to discover who they are and accept who they are. And it's something I work on for myself, and it's the legacy I want to leave within me too, as I'm doing that for other people. It goes both ways. So that feels so good to say that. Yeah. Amazing question.
Saying it out loud always helps, doesn't it? You've been absolutely fabulous to talk to today, Lauren. Like, you're absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
I'd love to know if you've got an offer that you would like to possibly share with our audience today.
Yeah. So I do, as I mentioned, group hypnosis sessions. They are free at the moment. So you can find those on my website by just subscribing to my newsletter. They are exclusive to my newsletter audience. And then I also have a free visualization audio for hypnosis that can really help you to just start visualizing a life you love and start dreaming, even when you might not feel like things are possible. And as I mentioned, my new intensive days as well, I'm really excited to be offering those. So that is on my website as well under Work With Me. And it's just about simplifying your flow, and we'll identify what it is and like, what do you want to bring more flow to in your business that really feels good for you. And then we work together with design thinking as well as the hypnosis and all the other juicy bits. So
very juicy bits. I'm already like, yep, I'm clicking on that and I'm going to do that. Well, like I said, Lauren, you've been amazing. And, what you've shared with us today, it's just about patience, isn't it? And, everything that you've gone through, absolutely amazing. And what you offer is also amazing. So do be sure to check the details out on Lauren's offer in our podcast summary below. Be sure to click on the link and don't forget to subscribe to the Wise Dome podcast. Again, thank you so much for your time, Lauren.
Thank you, Nikki. This was amazing. And I'm ending my night with the biggest smile on my face. So thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks for listening to the Wise Dome podcast. If you enjoyed and have been inspired by this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, do subscribe and please share it with others. Post about us on social media or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from me, Nikki Kelly, you can follow me on Instagram at Wise Dome Podcast, WISEDOME podcast. I'm Nikki Kelly. Thanks again, and we'll catch up next time.